Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Keri Dillon. We are joined by Steve Wilmot, Tournament Director, RBC Heritage Foundation, presented by Boeing, RBC Heritage. The story continues. The saga continues. You all just finished the first tournament ever without spectators or sponsors.
I'm not sure what just happened, to be honest with you. The last 4 months have been a real whirlwind. But,
this has been like a head scratcher for everyone. Like, where are we? What day is it? You know?
Yeah, and there's there's no playbook, no game plan for it. And what did not happen in April, we're still addressing that and resolving that in a hopefully a positive way, even though it's impacted some things. And then June, that just happened with completely different circumstances, without spectators, without sponsors, without concessions, without all these extra volunteers, without overflowed porta-johnies. I mean, there's a lot of things that didn't happen.
But this was like a story of design and execution on the fly. Like, there was no breathing room. This was all changes on the fly that you all had to just go with.
Absolutely. And it was one of those things, too, that I use the term, we use it a lot, and I'd almost like to get it out of our vocabulary, but very fluid. And it was very fluid. And there wasn't a playbook or a game plan, as I mentioned. And a conversation we might have had with the tour at 10 o'clock would have been different at 11, which would have been different at 12. But the community effort, the team effort, knowing that the safety and well-being, the health and well-being of everybody was the most important thing, whether it's the players or the spectators or our volunteers, staff, this community. So in working with many different groups, whether it be the town or Sea Pines, the resort, or CSA itself, working with state officials too, we wanted to make sure if we were going to do it, we were going to do it right. And not sure what that right was, because there was no true game plan for it. But to see it executed, to see it come into place, see how we did implement the testing and the scanning process and or the screening process, and then also how we handled it without the spectators was truly a, again, I say it a lot, but I mean it, the team effort, community effort.
It really is. And this is an environment, excuse me, our community here, there's really an elegance here and a standard of behavior. And it's so wonderful to hear that that was upheld during this process. And you all had some world-renowned golfers.
Well, we had the best field we've ever had. And you had 8 of the top 10, and you had one of the top 10 that did not come was a Tommy Fleetwood, and along with Patrick Harrington and Lee Westwood that were stuck due to COVID and 14-day quarantine. So the field could have even been stronger, but we appreciate their efforts in coming here. But again, the community, a concern of ours a little bit is the first tournament being in Colonial was a core golf course with 9 holes, parallel fairways with a big fence around the outside. Our parallel fairways are condos and homes, so. Right. We thought we were going to have some challenges, but the community responded in such a wonderful way, and in not social distancing or social distancing, I should listen, not practicing it, but also from just adhering to what we had in place, and knowing that the world was going to be upon us. And if people saw the broadcast and what CBS did and how they pulled it off, and drone footage, it's exactly what we wanted and exactly what we wanted.
Now, you actually had a circumstance show up with a player who actually ended up with COVID-19.
Yes, and actually that happened Friday morning, and there was a plan in place, working with the tour, working with their local authorities. They had a medical team, the PGA Tour does, but Jeremy Clark and his staff at Hilton Head Hospital
bam into action.
Oh my goodness, yes is the answer, what's the question? And they were tremendous, and the plan was in place. It happened. It unfortunately happened, but as Jordan Spieth said, it's not a matter of if it was going to happen, it was a matter of when. Yeah. And but we took all the precautionary, and even though they've tweaked some things since then, but leading into the tournament, all the players, caddies, staff, rules officials, and all were all tested. And then we had a screening process that took place throughout every day. So that bubble that we had talked about in the past that we had control over, we had felt very safe, and what was in place really worked.
Yeah,
and,
it created a structure that enabled you to be safe in there.
Yes.
And this is always, and we're already out of time. We're always already out of time when we get to talk. The story continues, and it's so wonderful to be able to share and to spend some time with you and hear what's happening and what's coming next, for next year. And we're out of time.
Oh, well, not sure what tomorrow will bring, but we're prepared, and we only have 10 months to go now, so it's
can't wait.
Yes,
to hear what's
we're
gonna
excited
happen.
about it, and but we're also going to learn from what's happening here in the near months as well. on the
53 is
PGA Tour.
coming, and
That's
we have
right.
53 years of experience. That's going to bring us into 53,
you
right?
go.
Or 52 years of experience, bring us to 53. It's so good to spend
52.
time with you.
No, thank you.
We'll be right back with more Talk of the Town.